All right, should be starting up live now. Happy Wednesday, guys. Obviously, we got some NBA to talk about. We got a really nice four-game slate. I do prefer this slate to last night because we got some good news to go off of. So if you guys are tuning in for the first time, if you're new to the channel, new to the live stream, how it works is we will take a look at what we know so far. We'll monitor news with all the beat writers. Again, I'll keep an eye on chat, so let me know if I missed anything. And then we'll review each team, see how they kind of broke down the minutes last game, and then I'll give you guys a team-by-team breakdown of the players that I'm looking to, popular plays, optimal plays, low-owned contrarian plays, and then we'll get to questions at the end. So let's start. Let's jump into it. So let's go over what we know so far. Let me refresh this. Real Jake Anderson with a $5 super chat right away. Go Blue. We got some big commits today. Yeah, I saw that. Really, really big news there on the football side. We did get a couple of big recruits. Thank you for the continued support, man. Really, really do appreciate that. So, yeah, hopefully exciting future for Michigan because it's been not great recently on the football end. But, okay, let's talk about what we know so far. So, we just got the Bulls starters, normal starters, but they are inserting Patrick Williams, the rookie, instead of Otto Porter Jr. Doesn't change a lot for me. I'm not super interested in Patrick Williams. Otto Porter's fine off the bench still, but neither guy I'm really prioritizing. Really the guards I'm looking to, and maybe like a guy like Wendell Carter Jr. We did get news that George Hill, Mike Muscala will be out tonight for OKC, and we got the Thunder starting lineup: SGA, Dort, Justin Jackson, Baisley, and Horford. Talk about those guys more in a bit. And then Cavs starters, we have Darius Garland, Dotson, revenge game. Isaac Okoro, Thon Maker's in the starting lineup. I think he is certainly in play, and Andre Drummond. The Cavs are pretty short-handed, so I definitely think you're probably going to want at least one piece of the Cleveland Cavaliers, whether that be value or whether you go up to Drummond, just because, again, they are pretty thin. Knicks starters, another team that this first game at the moment looks the most appealing. In the video live stream yesterday, I said the late game is the most appealing. I think the game stack in that game won the big GPP. But yeah, with the Knicks starters, we have Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Randall Robinson. Alec Burks is also out. So the Knicks are actually pretty thin too. No Noel, no Nicotina. Again, we'll go over that in a sec. Blazers, we got news that Terry Stotts is going to ramp up the minutes. But by how much is more a question. Again, I think a fair guess for the Trailblazer starters is about 25 minutes. So they are more in play now on the slate. I think they will be a little bit lower owned. What's up, guys? What's up, Sano? How's it going, man? Thank you for tagging me and stuff on Twitter. That helps a ton. Larry Nance, Matthew Dellavedova out, Kevin Porter Jr. out. Again, a couple other guys out. We'll go over that. This is for tomorrow, but the Mavs are going to run it like a regular season game. Again, Batum, that's for another day. Yeah, so this is what we have for the Cavs out. Dellavedova, Larry Nance, Kevin Love, C.D. Osman, JaVale McGee, Colin Sexton, Kevin Porter Jr. are all out. So, again, I think you're probably going to want at least one piece from Cleveland tonight. Also, we did get news. Still MKG out. Austin Rivers is out. Again, Ntilikina out. And then Nerlens Noel is doubtful. I think we got confirmed out, or maybe it's not confirmed yet, but don't expect him to play. We have Mitchell Robinson starting at center. I think he's a viable cheap play. Just full disclosure, Mitchell Robinson is literally a Robert Williams-esque. He cannot keep his hands to himself. So be warned. Mitchell Robinson has a ton of upside. He's a guy who can go out and get you 5 blocks and 5 steals. But he can also get you 5 fouls in 10 minutes. So yes, I like the upside of Mitchell Robinson, but I'm just saying, be warned. This guy is always in foul trouble. And then that's it for what we know. Again, guys, I'll keep an eye on chat. I'll try to see. Let's see if we miss anything, at least in those last couple of minutes I was talking. What I have here, again, is just a list of all the NBA beat writers. Okay, that's just a quote on the regular season. All right, I don't think we have any further news yet. So, again, I'll keep an eye on chat. Obi Toppin. Toppin's viable. Again, we'll get to that. Guys, if you enjoy this content, would really, really appreciate if you hit that like button. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Closing in on 6.5 thousand subs. That is crazy. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're at 110 likes. Can we get to over 200? that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But all right, let's talk Cleveland first. So again, Cleveland going to be pretty shorthanded. Let's take a look at how the minutes were distributed last game for the Cavs. So Okoro, the rookie, played 28 minutes. He's been getting a good run. Drummond played 23. Expect those minutes to go up. Dotson played 31 against it's a revenge game. Garland played 29 minutes. Exum played 27 off the minutes off the bench. He played really well. Larry Nance is injured again, so they're pretty shorthanded here. Again, Thon Maker starting. So let's talk about the plays. Drummond at the top, I think, is one of the better spend-ups just because, again, Cleveland is so shorthanded, right? And the offense is going to run through Drummond. The matchup's also good against Robinson and or Randall, whoever they put on him defensively. So Drummond should be able to eat in this one. He's going to be popular, but I think he is one of the better spend-ups of the day there at 7.5. Is he a must-play? Not a must-play, but definitely one of the better spend-up plays at the moment, in my opinion. Again, no Love, no Sexton, no Nance, no Dellavedova, no Porter Jr., no Osman, no McGee, no Charles Matthews. They are really thin. So next highest priced player is Darius Garland at 4.8K, and I think he looks pretty good as well. He's going to be running the point. Again, he played 29 minutes last game at 17, 4, 3, and 2. I do like him for value. I think he is one of the better value plays on the slate. If you want to pivot, people ask me for contrarian plays, lower owned plays. Dante Exum's your pivot, right? He's $300 cheaper. He played really well off the bench. So if you want to get different, you can look to a guy like Dante Exum because Garland is going to be pretty popular tonight. So if you want to pivot, I think you can look to Exum off the bench. Isaac Okoro, also going to be really popular in my opinion. Is he a must-play? No. I think the Cavs are going to be really, really popular tonight. We'll talk about OKC, but one way to kind of differentiate yourself is to look to the OKC value instead. Because I think the OKC starters will get good minutes. Guys I'm considering on Baisley. I think you can look to Dort. Horford does possess some risk because he's 34 years old, so not fully convinced he gets run in the second half. But okay, back to Okoro himself. Again, at 4.2, he's been getting a lot of run. In last game, he played 28 minutes, had 15, 3, and 4. So definitely in play for value as well. And then below that, Thon Maker, I don't think is going to be super, super popular, but he's starting. And he's a guy that's definitely in play at the flat min price. Like if you need someone at the flat min, you probably look to Thon Maker. I expect, mid 20s minutes for him starting. So Thon Maker, definitely in play too. And don't feel like you have to use all your salary tonight, guys. You can definitely use 2, 3 of these Cavs if you want to, because the minutes should be pretty secure. Dotson, again, revenge game. So there's a lot of viable options here on Cleveland, really. Like, this is where you look to value is Cleveland. So, again, it's Drummond at the top. If we're talking optimal plays, I think it's Drummond, I think it's Garland, I think it's Okoro. But there are a ton of other options here. Again, Exum's a pivot off the bench. Damian Dotson, flat min. You can also look to him. Thon Maker, right? So there are a decent amount of options on Cleveland that I think are in play. So Exum's doubtful. Is that confirmed? Because I saw someone tweet about it, but I didn't see anything from beat writers. Let me do it. Let me do a Twitter search again. I obviously don't want to recommend players that are out, but I was looking at that. Yeah, Andy Means from RotoGrinder said Dante Exum listed as doubtful too. People were asking him for the source, and he said the official NBA injury report. But I don't see anything from beat writers, so I guess this is kind of a situation with Marquise Chris, right? There's no looks like we might not get confirmation on Exum. So go about it with some risk. I think there's obviously a chance. He was on the injury report. It's just a rumor. Exactly. I can't find anything either, so I don't want to throw out, fake news, but I also don't want to recommend players that are not playing. So that one with Exum, there's some risk. That will probably lower the ownership like we saw in Marquise Chris last night, who crushed at like 10% ownership. Nothing. Yeah. Again, I think he's playing, but you never know. So that wraps up for Cleveland for me. Let's talk about New York. So New York, the two guys I still really like, Randall and RJ Barrett. And they're going to be really popular. And I'm fine with that, right? Because if we look at the last game, they're already pretty shorthanded. They're missing Nerlens Noel. They're missing Alec Burks. Ntilikina's out. So, yeah, they are going to be pretty shorthanded. RJ Barrett and Randall were already playing like mid-30s minutes. I just think these guys are two of the top plays of the slate. So really like Randall, really like RJ Barrett at 6'6" and 5'5" respectively. Randall's a guy that can stuff the stat sheet, right? And if we're going to get 35 minutes against the Cavs, I think it looks really good. RJ Barrett at times can be a little bit reliant on scoring, but he's going to shoot the ball a ton when he's out there. In the 2 games so far he's played, he shot the ball 16 and 17 times. So Barrett, Randall, in my opinion, are two of the top plays of the slate. Again, this first game right now looks like the best game to target. Now, there are some other options here. Let's see. Randall play. Yes, Randall is definitely in play. But, okay, back to some other options for the Knicks. So Mitchell Robinson, I also think, will be somewhat popular. But, again, just be warned, right? He's a really good point per minute guy. The first 2 preseason games so far, he's had 4 and 5 fouls. And he's going to be guarding Andre Drummond. That's a little scary. Like we saw last night, right? I said with Robert Williams that there's a good chance he can foul out in like 10 minutes. And Robert Williams picked up 4 fouls in like 7 minutes against Embiid. So this is the same situation. Proceed with caution. If he can stay out of foul trouble, if I knew Mitch Robinson was going to play 25 to 30 minutes, I would really, really like him. But again, I think there's like a 50% chance he does get in foul trouble here. Again, no Noel, so don't play him. Alec Burks is also out. Doesn't have the out, or does have the out tag now. Do not play Alec Burks. A couple other guys I want to mention. So Alfred Payton is an interesting contrarian play here. Again, another low-owned guy, right? This is someone that will be pretty low-owned. Now, in that last game, didn't get a ton of run. Only played 18 minutes. But again, there's no Ntilikina. There's no Burks. In the first game, he played almost 30. So how many minutes do we get from Alfred Payton is the question. I think people will look at that last game and be, kind of scared. But obviously there's risk. But if we get close to 30 minutes from Alfred Payton, he's a guy that can go out and get you 35-plus fantasy points. He's like a triple-double threat when he's on the court. He can fill up the stat sheet. So Alfred Payton, I do like as a contrarian play, with, in my opinion, all the ownership going to Randall, all the ownership going to RJ Barrett. I think a good amount will go to Mitchell Robinson as well. Guys off the bench, Bullock starting, but I'm not super interested in him. Kind of reliant on scoring. The other options like Dennis Smith Jr., nothing more than a dart throw. Again, he's been disappointing last couple of years after a kind of a nice rookie their year for Dallas. So that wraps it up. Oh, and Obi Toppin, the rookie, 4-8. So I think Obi Toppin does get good run too, just because they're more shorthanded. I do feel more comfortable with Randall. I do feel more comfortable with RJ Barrett, but you can definitely throw Obi Toppin in the mix. Again, I think he will be a little bit lower owned. All right, let's talk about Chicago and OKC. So Chicago, again, we got the starting lineup news. In their last game, well, we got some good minutes here. Kobe White played 32, Levine 27, Wendell Carter Jr. 23, Otto Porter Jr. 24, and Lauri Markkanen 26. So I'm kind of expecting, high 20s to low 30s minutes tonight. Levine, Kobe White, I do like a good amount. I don't know if they're going to be super, super popular, but both these guys are kind of where the offense runs. Levine probably still the better overall scorer, but I do think Kobe White plays a little bit more. So yeah, if you're going to ask me between Levine and Kobe White, I will say it's a coin flip because it really is. I like them both, and both possess upside. So can you play both these guys? I think you can to kind of differentiate yourself. But yeah, Levine, Kobe White, I do like at the top. Markkanen's a fade for me at 6'5". Like I always say, again, he's relying on scoring for a big man. I'm not looking to the rookie Williams. Otto Porter Jr. off the bench will be super, super low owned. You can go there as a contrarian play. Don't hate it. Again, no Satoransky. Wendell Carter Jr. at 5'1". I think he goes overlooked. Give me one sec. He's a guy that's been shooting a lot more threes, at least so far in the preseason. And he's a guy that can fill up the stat sheet. I think he goes pretty low owned. I don't think he's an optimal play, but one guy you can look to get a little bit different. I think we get, again, mid-20s, maybe a little bit higher for minutes. Below that, again, Gafford, he's a good shot blocker, but don't know if he only played 12 minutes the last game. The only other guy I mentioned here is Arcidiacono. With no Satoransky, he played a lot of the backup point. He's at the flat min price. Again, I probably would prefer some other guys at the flat min, guys like Thonmaker, Dotson. Arcidiacono is just a guy you can look to as a contrarian value option, but again, not really prioritizing him either. So that's what I got there for Chicago. Again, keep an eye on the chat here. I'll get to questions at the end, guys. We are currently at 700 viewers. Again, if you guys enjoyed this content, leave a like button and hit the subscribe button as well. It does help me out a ton. And again, I really do appreciate all support here that I've been getting recently. Let's see. Just keep an eye on news, seeing if I miss anything. If you guys see any news, leave it in the chat. But yeah, I don't think we've missed anything yet. Let's now talk about OKC. So OKC as a team, besides SGA, I think they go a little bit lower owned. So this is where you can get different. Well, SGA himself, again, I think he's one of the optimal plays of the slate. 6'2", did only play 20 minutes the last game. I expect minutes, mid to high 20s minutes. Now, you never know. There's an outside chance maybe he only plays the first half again, but he's a young guy, right? His third year in the league. I expect decent minutes from him. OKC, they've literally lost everyone. So the offense is going to run through this guy. I really like SGA at the top. Other options here. So Horford, he is one of my favorite contrarian plays, but there's risk involved. Same thing with Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's the foul trouble issues. Al Horford, I'm not confident he plays in the second half. He's 34 years old, so will we get 25 minutes out of Horford? I don't know. If I knew he was going to play like mid to high 20s minutes, I would really, really like him here in a spot against Wendell Carter Jr. So I think he'll be low owned. I like his upside, but there's risks involved with Horford. Now, Bazley, Dort, Diallo, those guys are viable. If you're going to make me pick between those three, I will go Bazley. I think he has the most upside. I think he has the best offensive game of the bunch. He's starting at the 4. I expect, again, mid to high 20s minutes. We don't have anything confirmed for these Thunder starters in minutes. A lot of people have been asking the beat writers. Nothing confirmed. So, sure, again, there's an outside chance that maybe these guys only play a half. So, again, there's some risk involved, but I don't think that's going to happen. Dort viable, again, in the postseason, he got hot against Houston. He can hit some threes. Diallo is fine, but again, I think I would rather get to Bazley now. Again, don't play George Hill. He's resting. I'm not really interested in Justin Jackson. Below that, I will still mention Frank Jackson just because he's a good point per minute guy. I think we probably get 20-ish minutes from him off the bench, a viable punt. But that's really it for me, for the Thunder. So again, wrapping it up, if we're talking optimal plays, I think it's SGA, but there's some lower-owned guys I like, right? Horford, there's risk. I think there's a chance he only plays the first half, but if he gets extended, if he plays minutes in the second half, I think he could crush at low ownership. Bazley, I like as well. I think of these three, of Bazley, Dort, Diallo, I prefer Bazley the best. But Dort, Diallo still in play too. I think we get good minutes from all the young guys here for OKC. Let's move on to Portland and Denver. So Portland originally was a team I wasn't super high on. I'm still not overly excited about it. The last game, again, they've been really limiting Lillard, CJ, Nurkic. But they said they're going to extend the starters a bit. Now, again, we have nothing confirmed on exact minutes. So I think a fair guess for these guys is 20 to 25 minutes for the starters. I think, give or take, that's a fair guess. So Lillard at 8-1 against Denver is in play. I don't think a ton of people get to him because, we got that news, somewhat recently that they're going to extend the starters. So yes, Lillard in play. Would I prioritize him? I don't think I would prioritize him, but we know Lillard can score 40 fancy points in 20 minutes. So Lillard, viable at 8-1. CJ is okay, but I would personally rather get to Lillard for a little bit more. Nurkic is a guy I love playing. I mean, I have a Yusuf Nurkic shirt, but I think, he might get limited a bit. He's the one guy I'm a little bit worried about for minutes. He's going to be low owned as well. I would put him in the same category as Al Horford, right? Because I'm not fully convinced he gets 25 minutes. If he does, I think he could crush because Nurkic is just another really, really good point per minute guy. So I'll put him in the same category as Horford. If you want to take the shot there, they do have upside. It's just, again, minutes a little bit more up in the air. Other options on Portland. So Melo, Covington, Jones Jr. have been playing pretty solid, but that was with CJ, Lillard, and Nurkic limited. Now they're going to get extended a bit, so I'm not as excited about these secondary options with Covington, with Jones Jr., with Melo. I think I'm going to pass there. I'm not really looking to Gary Trent at that price. Cantor is going to be the backup center. Again, I probably expect about 15 minutes for him He's in play because he's a good point per minute guy. I think he'll be super, super low owned as well. So another contrarian value play you can look to. Last guy I'll mention is Harry Giles. I think he will pick up some ownership. I'm pumping the brakes a bit. Again, I know he's won us a lot of money first couple slates here, but with the starters getting extended, how many minutes does Harry Giles get? Now, in that last game, I got off Giles, so we got Nurkic starting news, and again, I was like, okay, they're playing Nurkic. Cantor's going to back him up. How many minutes do they give to Giles? And they gave him 26 minutes. So not saying he's out of play, but proceed with caution here. I think there's a chance. I think there's a small chance he doesn't play. But this is a guy that when he does get minutes, he crushes. So again, you can throw him in the same category of Mitchell Robinson, right? The foul trouble with Horford, with possibly getting limited minutes. Giles is a guy that the minutes are in question. We don't know, and there's a decent chance he doesn't play a lot here. So Giles is a lot riskier, not out of play, but I'm just not fully confident he gets a ton of minutes tonight. Guys, we are almost at 800 viewers. Thank you. That is crazy. Let's talk about Denver. So with the Denver Nuggets in their last preseason game, starters got decent minutes, low to mid 20s minutes, 23 for MPJ, 22 for Millsap, 23 for Jokic, 24 for Harris, and 24 for Jamal Murray. The guys I'm looking to are Jokic and Murray. MPJ, a little pricey for me. Will Barton in his first game back, I'll pass. Millsap, there's no way I'm paying 5-6 for him. I'm not going to 4-6 Gary Harris, who's relying on scoring. It's Jokic, it's Jamal Murray. Now, I think there's enough value, right? We've went over some value with Cleveland. There's value with OKC that you can fit Jokic in there if you want to. So Nikola Jokic, I don't know if he's going to be super, super popular, but he is a guy that can go out. And I think he had like 50 fantasy points in 23 minutes. He had 26 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, and a steal. He can crush. So yeah, I'm looking to Jokic here. Again, a great point per minute guy. With Jokic, though, I do want to bring it up that there's times where he takes over games, kind of like we saw last game, and then there's times where he completely defers offensively. He can be a really, really frustrating roster for DFS. So, yes, the upside is there for Jokic, but he actually does have a somewhat low floor because, like I said, there are just games where he will take off and he'll just not shoot, and it's so frustrating. If you played him last year, right? He does have a somewhat low floor, but the upside, again, 40, 50 fantasy points. Murray's the other guy at 6'1". I don't think he's in demand as high of a usage like he has so far, or like he did in the playoffs with everyone now healthy, but he can still get hot in a short amount of time. I expect mid-20s minutes. The matchup's good against Portland. So I think Jamal Murray is a little underpriced. Another guy that, sure, the floor might be somewhat low on him too, but ceiling is high. So, yeah, Murray, Jokic are in play as the spend-ups that I like for Denver. The other options, really, there's not a ton that I like. Campozo got decent minutes off the bench, but I'm not really looking to him at min price. Dozier does intrigue me as a super, super low-owned contrarian play. He's a good point per minute guy, but how many minutes does he get? Again, he only played 17 or 18. He was a little disappointing. Normally, he's a better point per minute guy, so you can take a shot on him, but definitely not someone I'd look to for like high dollar stuff. That's something in like low dollar if you're making a ton of lineups. JaMychal Green's fine, but I'm not going to get to him, I don't think. Don't play Bol. He only played 6 minutes the last game, so that's really what we got for Denver. Is it okay to fade Joker? Yes. You don't have to play him. Lastly, Lakers, Suns. So this game is really interesting, especially on the Lakers side. We have LeBron, we have AD playing, but only playing the first half is what we have expected to see the floor in the first half. Yeah, so can LeBron and AD get like 35 fantasy points in a half? Yeah, but at 9.6, 9.4, I'm not going to do it. Matthew Farb with the $2 super chat. Thank you, man. Drummond or Jokic? I'm going to go Drummond for the discount. Drummond will be more popular. If you want to get different, you can go to Jokic, but I think Drummond for his price probably looks like the optimal play at the moment. All right, so back to the Lakers. Yeah, LeBron, AD, not really looking to them. The secondary pieces are where it's interesting, right? So we have Schroeder, we have Harrell, we have Kuzma, we have THT. I mean, you can throw KCP in there too. like, what is the first half rotation going to be, right? I think it's going to be LeBron, AD, Schroeder, Harrell, Kuzma, Gasol, Wes Matthews, Markieff Morris, KCP, and I think THT will be in the regular rotation in the first half. I'm assuming based off how he's played so far. So, with these secondary options like THT, like Kuzma, like a Harrell, like a Schroeder, these guys are not going to be super productive in the first half playing alongside LeBron AD. But in the second half, that's where they're going to get their points. So these guys are in play. They're just riskier because we're only going to get really one half of high usage from them. Again, we've seen some huge games from THT. I do like him, but I have a feeling he might be a little bit over-owned. I'm not saying fade him. I kind of have a feeling based off what we've seen from him in the first couple games, he might be over-owned. And I think there's a chance he's not in the first half regular rotation, right? Because they have, 8 or 9 guys? Maybe. Again, I think he will based off how well he's played, but there's still a chance. So, again, there's definitely risk with everyone here in the Lakers. But THT, Kuzma, those guys have been playing huge minutes. Again, if we look at their minutes that last game when they only had 8 active players, we saw 40 for Kuzma, 41 for THT. So, these guys are playable. Harrell, 2 off the bench. I expect mid-20s minutes from him. He's very aggressive on the offensive end. These guys are in play. KCP even 2. But again, proceed with caution here with the Lakers. Lastly, let's talk about the Suns. So with Phoenix, we have in their last game, starters got, about mid-20s minutes. Mikal Bridges, 29. Jalen Smith, 23. 8 and 25. Booker, 28. Chris Paul, they limited to 18 minutes. So let's take a look at the prices. Booker at 8.5. I'll say the same thing about Jokic. There's enough value in there where if you feel really good about Booker, I think he's a good play. He's a guy that's going to shoot the ball a ton when he's out there. He shot the ball 17 times. He does possess upside. At times, kind of like Jokic has a somewhat low floor, but Devin Booker, 8.5K. If we get 30 minutes out of him, I think he's a really good spend up. So I do like Booker. Chris Paul at 7.8, I'm not going to get to. Again, they're going to limit his minutes most likely. DeAndre Ayton at 6.9, I do kind of like in this mid-range. Again, I expect 25 to 30 minutes from him. He's a young guy. So in the second half, I expect a lot of Harrell defense. He should be able to abuse Montrezl Harrell on the offensive end. I think DeAndre Ayton is a pretty nice play in the mid-range as well. So yeah, it's Ayton, it's Booker for me. Everyone else is kind of stayaways. I'm not really looking to Mikal Bridges at 5.9. Jalen Smith should start. I actually think he's a viable punt at 4K. He played 23 minutes the last game, had 7 and 8. So I think the 3 options I like are Booker and Ayton at the top, Jalen Smith as a cheap play. Below that, you can take a shot on a guy like Galloway. Carter was 50% owned in the Slam last game and completely busted. So there's not a ton of other players I like here for Phoenix. But that really wraps up for what I have. So let's get to core, guys. We are 810 viewers and almost 300 likes. Thank you. I know I'm saying that a lot, but the support is greatly appreciated. Let's get to a core. So the guys that I like, we're going to go with those Knicks, right? Just because the minutes, I feel really secure about the Knicks and their minutes. So RJ Barrett, Julius Randle. Right, I think we get 35-ish minutes from them, and minutes are everything in the NBA, so really like Barrett, really like Randall. Now, I'm going to go on the opposite side here with Cleveland. They're so shorthanded. I expect 25, maybe 30 minutes from Drummond. The offense is going to run through him. Really like Drummond as a spend up. I think he's one of the top plays of the slate. So there's 3. Lastly, let's see. Who else do I want to include here? Well, it's tough because there's a lot of Cleveland value. So, I can throw Okoro in here. I can throw Dotson in here. I can throw Thon Maker in here. I can throw Garland in here. There's a lot of good options. You're going to have to make some tough calls there with which value you want to get to. I think you can play a couple of these value guys if you want, right? They're just really, really shorthanded. So who else do I want to include here? Let's see. I am going to go with SGA. 6.2K. There's an outside chance he doesn't play in the second half. That is in the back of my mind. But I assume we get mid to high 20s minutes from SGA. He's going to demand a lot of usage in his offense. Let's go SGA. Again, we'll just throw him in the guard position. So there it is. That's the core. Again, these are going to be popular plays. They are. They're not contrarian plays. So SGA, RJ Barrett, Randall, Andre Drummond, that's the core. But again, I talked about a lot of contrarian plays that you can get different. So, if you're playing in the high dollar stuff, like I know a lot of you guys are in the slam with me. Probably, I think like at least 10 of you that are watching are in the slam with me as well. Probably a good strategy is to play, a good amount of these chalk guys, but maybe get different in one or two spots. So, maybe you take the shot at Mitchell Robinson and hope he stays out of foul trouble. Maybe you take a shot at Al Horford and hope he gets extended in the second half. Again, there's contrarian plays. There's other Cleveland value if you want to get off of like a Coro and Garland, right? There's other options. Exum, I don't know if we have confirmation of him playing, but you have Dotson, you have Thon Maker. Again, on the OKC side, I do want to bring it up one more time. Baisley as a lower owned play, I do like his upside there at 4.9K. So that's what I got. Again, enough of my talking. Well, I'm still going to talk, but I'm going to answer your guys' questions now. So let's get to some questions. Kuzma or THT, I feel a little bit better about THT just because he fills up the stat sheet. Exum doubtful in Roto-World. Again, I still haven't seen confirmation of that from any beat writers, but proceed with caution there. Appreciate these streams, Ro. You're awesome. Thanks. Thanks, Roy. I really do appreciate that. Barrett, SGA, or Booker. Booker, if you can get to him. The price doesn't matter. You like KCP. He's going to be low-owned. He's a low-owned contrarian play, but if KCP plays in the second half, he does have upside. THT or Baisley, I think that's tough. I think Baisley right now is just a little safer. And again, the reason being is just I'm not 100% convinced THT is going to be in the rotation in the first half. So there's a chance like he only plays 15 to 20 minutes. But if he gets his first half rotation, I assume if THT's in the first half rotation, I assume we get about 8 minutes in the first half and then probably a good amount of the second half. So mid to high 20s minutes is what I'm guessing for THT. McCollum or White, I feel better about Kobe White. I feel better about the minutes. Give me Kobe White. In cash, Dotson, Jokic, or Garland and White. I'm gonna go Garland White. What Chicago's minutes looking like? I think mid to high 20s to low 30s minutes. Kobe White got into the 30s last game. Ayton Lillard or Drummond Levine. Drummond Levine means I don't have any 9 p.m. guys. I think it's still Drummond Levine. And the reason being, the reason I do that, I like the upside a little bit more on Drummond compared to Ayton. And I feel a little bit more confident with Levine's minutes compared to Lillard. Thon or Giles? So for me, it's going to be Thon. And the reason being, again, I don't know how many minutes Giles plays if they extend Nurkic and then Kanter's the backup. So how many minutes do we get? Baisley or THT? So we'll just ask that again. I think Baisley is safer at the moment. I feel more confident with his minutes. So I think the safe play there is Baisley. THT is the riskier contrarian play. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if he's going to be super contrarian. I think he will be somewhat popular. But that's a close one. SGA, Booker, Barrett, Randall, Drummond, Dotson, Baisley, and Porter Jr. I think that's fine. Is Jokic safe for cash? Yeah, I mean, it's Nikola Jokic. He's 8'6". I expect mid-20s minutes. Again, at times, he will defer offensively, but he's a guy that can break the slate. So, yeah, you can go to him for sure. Zach or SGA? For upside, I think it's Zach LaVine. But I do like both those guys. Do you like Markkanen? No, thank you. How many minutes for LBJ? I expect probably 15 to 18 minutes for LBJ and AD. Thoughts on Trent? Gary Trent? No, not for me. Is Porter Jr. out? No, Otto Porter's coming off the bench. Montrezl Harrell or Okoro? If price doesn't matter, Montrez. Which game has the highest pace? I would say probably Chicago OKC. SGA and Jokic or White and Lillard? SGA and Jokic. Anthony Davis will outscore all centers in that first half watch. I mean, yeah, you can take a shot at AD. You can, right? I kind of did the same thing with Embiid. And Embiid put up 30 fancy points in like 15 minutes. And there was a chance Embiid was going to play in the second half. It was about 50-50. I took the risk. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. I'm still a little bit tilted because Doc played Simmons. He played Tobias in the second half. It's like, God, give me those second half minutes from Embiid. It could have been an amazing night for me if I did get those minutes. Tobin or Williams instead of LeBron. I mean, I'm not really looking to any of them, to be honest. So like 15 minutes out of LeBron versus, 25 minutes out of the rookies. That's close, I guess, Obi. But yeah, I'm not super. Is Horton Tucker in play? Yes, he's in play. Again, we went over the risk, right? I'm not fully convinced he's in the rotation in the first half, so minutes a little bit in question. I think he will be a little overowned. Full disclosure, I am playing THT. I'm taking the risk. I'm hoping he's in the rotation the first half and then plays most of the second half. But I do think he will be a little bit overowned. Booker or Jokic? Jokic straight up there. It's close. I just think Jokic is a slightly higher floor than Booker. Levine, Bazley, or Booker or Okoro? Levine and Bazley for me. Plays instead of LeBron? As like spend ups, you mean? Jokic, Booker, the Chicago guards. I don't hate Lillard, but question of how many minutes he gets. So yeah, that's where I look. Thoughts on White and Levine? I do like them. I think you can make the argument to play both. If you're gonna ask which one I prefer, it's basically a toss up. Don't play him. Play Kuzma. Yeah, you can definitely go Kuzma. Right, Kuzma will be lower owned than THT. So I have no issue with Kuzma. The reason I prefer THT, he's a little cheaper, and Kuzma is a little bit more reliant on the scoring. So like for DFS for me, I always go for the guys that fill up the stat sheet. So when they're struggling shooting, they can still have a decent game. And when they are on shooting, that's when they have massive upside. Okay, not to play anyone in the 9 p.m. games. You don't necessarily have to. Like, there's going to be some guys that are popular in those games. Bazley or Okoro. Okoro is going to be more popular, but that one's close. I kind of like Bazley there. Bazley or Mitchell Robinson, well, again, if I knew Mitchell Robinson was going to play 25 to 30 minutes, I would prefer him. But there's risk. There's the foul trouble risk. Good chance he gets in foul trouble. Best shooting guard value. Value, let's say, below 5K. You can look to Dort. You can look to Exum. Again, not fully convinced he plays. I don't think we have confirmation of that yet. I think KCP is an interesting contrarian play. And then, a guy like Damian Dotson, revenge game. I think he probably gets 25 to 30 minutes. So there's some options here. Yeah, let me refresh Twitter, see if we missed anything. Guys, keep me honest. Let me know if I missed anything news-wise. Again, doing my best to keep an eye on this stuff. Again, Will Barton will play. We expected that. Suns starters, Chris Paul, Booker, Bridges, Jay Crowder's playing in Ayton. So not really excited about Jalen Smith now with him coming off the bench. Damian Dotson, again, is starting. Appears Damian Dotson might be in contact. Wait, hold on. The Bulls still only officially... Oh, Devin Dotson. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Damian Dotson. I was like, wait a second. Okay. Anything else? I don't think we've missed anything. So we got 7 minutes until lock. Again, keep the questions coming. Sorry if I missed anything, guys. They're coming really fast. I'm doing my best. Thoughts on Jamal Murray. I think he goes lower owned. Like his upside. Kuzma or Murray? Jamal Murray. Nurkic, Ayton, and Harrell. Rank them. Ayton, then Nurkic, then Harrell. But again, there's some risk there with Nurkic and his minutes. Nurkic is the same category as Horford. Same category as Mitchell Robinson. The minutes are in question. And with Horford, with Nurkic, it's just, again, not fully convinced they play a ton. With Mitchell Robinson, it's a foul trouble. Play Kuzma and Murray. Thoughts on Crowder, not for me. Thoughts about Jamal Murray, again, I like him. Thoughts on KCP. He's a contrarian play, but he's a guy that can hop behind the three-point line. I'm fine with him. Late here, why SGA? Thunder they don't have a lot of guys who can score the ball. So SGA is going to demand a ton of usage. I think he plays mid-20s minutes. We don't have that confirmed. Favorite point guard play? I think SGA. I think Kobe White. I think for value, we can look to Garland. So, yeah, that's really where I'm looking. Al Horford, yes. Again, like Al Horford as a contrarian play, but I think there's a decent chance he doesn't play in the second half because he's 34. So proceed with caution there. Ayton or White? White. White, but it's close with Ayton and White. THT or Bazley. Again, I got asked that about a good amount of times. Bazley is safer because I'm more confident with his minutes. But if things go right for THT, right, we've seen the upside from him. So upside probably a little higher in THT. I think Bazley is the safer option. His Harrell will play. I think he's more of a contrarian play at his price, but still possesses upside. He can go out and get you like 30 plus fantasy points in 25 minutes. Dotson or Garland? Straight up, it's Garland. Harrell or Porter Jr.? Of those two, give me Harrell. Playing Drummond with Jokic? Yeah, you can definitely do it. DK, thoughts on this? SGA, Barrett, Okoro, Randall, Drummond, Levine, Dotson, and Joker. I like that. I do. I think it's a really solid lineup. Joe with the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. Who do you like more at 4K? Cleveland, Thon Maker or Jalen Smith? With the starting lineup that we just got, I'm going to go Thon Maker. I'm more confident with Thon Maker's minutes. I think we probably get mid-20s minutes. Now, sure, like he's not a super high usage guy, but I think he'll play some backup five. Like when Drummond's not out there, I think Thon will be the backup five. That's where he can crush. So give me Thon Maker there. Only playing Randall at 7:30. That's fine. Oh, in the early game, well, yeah, I mean, you're going to get different. The early game's going to be pretty popular. Thanks for the help, DK. Good luck. Of course, man. Thank you guys for checking out the live stream. We got under 5 minutes until lock. Kobe White, Levine, Bazley. Or Levine, Dotson, and Joker. Give me the first option there. Joker. I don't know why. I say Jokic and then Joker. I know. Long day. How does this look, DK? Lillard, Barrett, Okoro, Randall, Drummond, SJ, Bazley, Nurkic. I think it's fine. With Nurkic and Lillard, there's a little bit of question marks there with the minutes. So those guys are going to be more contrarian. Covington Giles or what was it? I missed that. Or AD. Well, if you can get of those three guys, I would just take the 15 to 18 minutes at AD. Who is THT? It's Talon Horton Tucker for the Lakers. Good luck, chat. McCollum, Schroeder, or Ayton for utility. DeAndre Ayton. Booker or LBJ can afford both. Final piece. Booker for sure. Garland and Kuzma or Levine and Dotson. Levine and Schroeder or THT and Jokic. THT and Jokic there. Okoro or Dotson. Okoro is going to be a lot more popular. I think he's probably a guy I go to for a safer option. Dotson's fine though. Dotson possesses upside. It's a revenge game for him too. So that one's basic coin flip for me. Again, I think Okoro will be more popular, but that's close. People about to look over. Yes, Alfred Payton is another contrarian play I like. The minutes are in question. We saw high 20s from the first game, only 18 the second game, but they do have more injuries. And Alfred Payton stuffs his stat sheet. I think he could break the slate at like low ownership. That's another guy I like as a contrarian play. Booker or Jokic, straight up, I go Jokic. I always like when it's like basically a 50-50 choice, I just go to the big who has a higher floor. But again, that is close with Booker and Jokic. Both possess a lot of upside. How does this look? SGA, RJ, Okoro, Randall, Drummond, Levine, Bazley, Harrell. I think it looks really good. Maker or Dotson, that's close. That one's a coin flip too. Like with Dotson, with Maker, with Okoro, it is all close with those guys. I don't have a super strong take, so I'll say go with your gut. I don't think either Maker or Dotson are going to be super popular. Bazley or Harrell, if we're taking price into consideration, give me Bazley. Straight up, though, I think I still go Harrell, but I do like the price on Bazley. Okoro, Thon, again, that one's basic coin flip. Booker or Lillard, give me Booker. Jokic and Horford, or Harrell and Kobe White. Jokic and Horford, but again, be warned. There's a chance Horford only plays the first half. Thon Maker in play, yes. THT, Ayton or Levine, Bazley. Garland, White, Okoro, Toppin, Drummond, Booker, Harrell, Barrett. I think that's fine. Obi's going to be low owned. Everything else looks good. Kuz or Covington, Kuzma, Windler in play. I didn't mention him. He'll probably play 25 minutes on the bench for Cleveland. Yes, he'll be like 0.5% owned, but he's in play. Thon, Joker, or Levine, Mitch Robinson. The upside, I think, is a little higher with the second, but same thing I'll say with Mitch Robinson. Like I've said this about 5 times. Be warned. There is a chance he picks up like 3 fouls in 5 minutes guarding Drummond. Look at tweet from Mike Seeger, Nuggets beat writer. Okay. Did I miss something, guys? Let me know. Did we get news on Denver? I don't see that news. Wow. Dude, $25 super chat from it's Macrio. Appreciate you, DK. Thanks for the IG follow too. Let's get this money. Thank you so much, dude. That is so generous of you. You did not have to do that, but really appreciate the support. Thank you. Malone News, good looking. Composer looks in train. Malone says we have to get our starters quality minutes. Okay, so with Malone saying that, the Denver guys look, again, Jokic looks like a pretty good option. Jamal Murray looks pretty good. Good luck, y'all. Lock. Yep. So we are at lock. Will Barton is playing. Yes. Let's go. I've got Jokic. God, Jokic. I keep saying Jokic and Joker. I'll say Joker, and then, yeah, I'm really messing that up. All right, let's go over some ownership, guys. White or SGA, that one's really close. Straight up, I'm playing both. So that's really close for me. Let's go over some ownership in the first game. RJ, this is in the slam. RJ Barrett, 77% owned. Not surprised. Isaac Okoro, 63%. Not surprised. Randall, 82%. Not surprised. Drummond, 62%. Not surprised. I knew a lot of these guys in the early game were going to be popular. Hit that like button. Yeah, guys, if you enjoy, hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. 347. Wow, we're going to hit 350, I think. Let's go over some other ownership. Mitchell Robinson, 31% owned. I get it. I get the play with Mitchell Robinson, but like I said, there is a decent chance he gets in foul trouble. Obi Toppin, 3%. Again, he was more of a contrarian play. Garland at 48%. So, yeah, there's a lot of high-owned guys in this early game, and I'm not surprised about it. Like, this is the game I was most confident with. Dotson coming in at 29% owned. So, yeah, there is a ton. Like, I would say every lineup I'm looking at right now has like 4 or 5 guys in this early game. This is in the slam, though. Again, this is not the big like $10 tournament. This is the 222 entry, $222 entry slam. So that's what we got in this early game. The Alf ownership is pretty. I haven't seen. Oh, wait. Here's Alf Payton, 8% in the slam. I like him. I think he could break the slate, but not fully convinced about the minutes with him. Is XM playing? I don't think we got that confirmation. My best guess is yes, but I don't think we got that confirmed. Favorite forward 6,500 and under Draftkings. Well, it would be Randall. I think was at 65, but that game's now locked. So if we're excluding the Cleveland New York game, 6,500 forward. There's not a lot here, to be honest. I would say honestly, you probably go Kuzma or THT, or even spend all the way down for like a Bazley or Horford. That range is not great. Top and only 5%. What was the Nuggets news? I think we got news that the Nuggets are going to play their starters more. So I think we probably get like 30-ish minutes from Jokic. And what I'm going to decide now, and something that I will mess with after stream, is, do I want to get Jokic over there? Right now I have Ayton, but I have I'll just be honest with you guys. I have DeAndre Ayton and I have THT. I can pivot down to get Jokic and then play a value play. That's something I'm going to decide on. So that'll be a late decision for me. Covington or Jones, I'm not really interested in either of them with Portland starters playing more. Do you prefer THT or Kuzma tonight? Well, THT is going to be more popular. I do think he has a higher floor because he fills up the stat sheet. THT or Crowder, THT. But again, guys, like THT is going to be popular. I'm not fully convinced he plays in the first half. Cash aside, White or Lillard. Well, I'm more confident with Kobe White's minutes. I think we probably get 30 to 35 from White, whereas Lillard, I would say 25 is a fair guess. So that's really close, right? Is 25 minutes out of Lillard better than 30 to 35 out of White? I'm going to go White, but that's close. 30 minutes for Jokic is great. Yeah, I think he looks like one of the better spend-ups of the slate. Kobe White or CJ, I'm going to go Kobe White there. SGA or Murray with Nuggets news? That's now really close, too. Man, you guys are asking some good questions. I think I still go SGA because everyone is now fully healthy for Denver. But, fading Jamal Murray is risky, right? We saw in the playoffs, that guy has enormous upside. Murray or SGA now, again, that one's really close. I think I still go SGA, but I'm scared of fading Bazley because I know he can smash, but I had to get Jokic in there. Yeah, Baisley again. I think he's not gonna be super popular tonight. Markkanen or Harrell? Give me Harrell there. Maldian, rookie from OKC. How many minutes did he play that last game? I guess I didn't mention he played 29 minutes. But how many minutes does he get tonight? Let's see. Where's his price? It's a good question. I did not mention him. Am I going? I'm down forward. Where is? He is at the flat min. You can take a shot there. We haven't obviously seen him a ton. He did play well in the first game. So, yeah, I don't hate it. You can do it. Levine or Murray? I think I still go Levine there. Maker only 6%. Not overly shocked just because there's a lot of value. Is it worth it to fade Zach to pay up for Jokic? Again, that's close. It's tough. I don't necessarily think Jokic is a must, but he does look better now. Hill is out, DK. George Hill's out. Yeah, that's true. So I think the minutes are probably pretty solid. MJ or LeBron? I'm a LeBron guy. You still on Diallo? Not really. I think he's fine. I would rather get to Baisley at a similar price, though. I may pivot to Campozo, THT, and Ayton or Kuz and Jamal Murray. I think I still go with the first option, but it's close. Nuggets guys are way underpriced if they're getting close to 30. Yep. Again, it's Jokic and it's Murray for me, the guys I like the best. Is it worth it to... we already went over that. Diallo isn't starting. I'm not really interested in Diallo. Can you retweet the Nuggets news? Yes. Where is... Let's see. Where is that news? Same starters as last preseason. Both Nurkic and Hood will see incremental minutes increases. So, yeah, how many minutes do those guys? I'm a little bit worried about Nurkic's minutes. From Malone's pregame comments, expect the Nuggets to have a shorter rotation tonight than opener, where Nuggets played 14 to 15 available players. Okay, so let's retweet that. Let's see if we got any more news. Again, this is the Nuggets beat writer. Mike Malone on Campozo. I have a good feeling he's going to be a lot of blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, so, I mean, they're confident with Campozo. Let me just do a Nuggets starters search. Sorry, guys. I'll get to some last minute questions here before I get out of here. I do want to retweet this, though. I don't see it. Where is that Nuggets news? Can you guys link that to me? I'm trusting the chat here. I assume that is confirmed. Thanks again, DK. Good luck. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm looking for this Nuggets news, guys. I don't see it. So I guess be a little bit warned. Can someone link that to me? If they do see it, I do not see that Nuggets. I don't see it, the news. So SGA or Murray, again, it's close. I think it's still SGA. Oh, M. Singer is a Nuggets beat writer who tweeted. Okay, M. Singer, thank you. Let me just search him. M. Singer. Thanks for the help, guys. I do appreciate all the help in the chat. Okay, Mike Malone. We have to get our starting unit some quality minutes. Mentions, it's unlikely they play as many guys as they did versus Warriors. Season starts in a week. Okay, so have to get quality minutes. What is quality? Well, we don't know exactly, but last game they played 23, 24 minutes, so I would think they go up. By how much? My best guess is like 28 to 30. I think high 20s, low 30s is a fair guess for the Nuggets and their minutes. DK DFS sent you Lakers news. I tagged you in some Lakers news. Oh, thank you. Let's see. LeBron and AD will both play in the first half. Kuzma, Schroeder, and Gasol will start alongside the two. KCP will be out tonight with hip soreness. Caruso also out. So that makes me feel more confident with THT, right? With KCP out and Caruso out, right? Let's just go back to the Lakers before I get out of here. I want to go over this. I think this is important with THT and his minutes in the game. So let's talk about the players, right? So they're starting LeBron, they're starting AD, they're starting Schroeder, they're starting Kuzma, and they're starting Gasol. Gasol, I expect, 10, 15 minutes. I don't expect a ton from Gasol. Veteran, been dealing with injuries. not going to play a ton. LeBron, AD, again, I think 16 to 18 minutes in the first half. They're only going to play the first half. So that's out of the way. Schroeder, Kuzma are going to start. Again, they will get decent minutes in that first half. Harrell's for sure going to come off the bench in the first half. He'll back up Gasol. He'll get decent run. There's Wes Matthews, there's Markieff Morris, and then there's THT. So no KCP. So what would that be? If we have LeBron, AD, Schroeder, Harrell, Kuzma, that's 5. Gasol not going to play a ton, 6. Wes Matthews, 7. Morris, 8. Yeah, I do think THT is in the rotation in the first half. With no KCP and no Caruso, yeah, I'm more confident now with THT. MPJ or Kuzma, man, that is tough because the usage is going to be higher with Kuzma, obviously, in the second half with like him, THT, Schroeder, Harrell. But MPJ, if we get like 30-ish minutes out of him, I think I still go Kuzma, but that's close. White or Murray, I'm going to go White there. SGA, Levine or White, that's so tough. I don't have a strong take. I mean, I guess White. I just think he plays like he could play like 35 minutes. THT's, let's go. LeBron and AD combined for 25. Elf 8%. Yep. I liked him as a contrarian play. Kobe White or Murray. Again, for me, that one's close too. Like, yeah, you guys are asking good questions. I'm still gonna go White, but that's close. Ayton or Kobe White. I go when it's close. I'll go with the bigs because they had the highest floor. I wish there was Lakers second half showdown lineup. LL Booker, SGA. I mean, if price doesn't matter, I think it's Booker. But taking price into consideration, I like the price better than SGA. Dame and Kobe White or Murray and Booker. Murray and Booker. Spend down option OKC from Shea. Baisley is the other guy I like. Also Horford, but there's some risk with Horford. You can look to Dort. You can look to Diallo, still in play. You can look to the rookie. All right, Levine or Booker. That one's basically 50-50 as well. THT or Schroeder. I think Schroeder probably does play a few more minutes. THT is going to be more popular, but he's cheaper, so I'll go THT. THT or Horford. Depends. What's your risk tolerance? Horford, again, I think there's a decent chance he only plays the first half. If he does play in the second half, again, I think he could crush at low ownership. And THT is going to be popular. So, if THT does really well, you don't have a huge edge to the field, because then I think he is going to be pretty popular. Whereas Horford, if he plays in the second half, again, I think you could have a nice day at low ownership. So it depends what's your risk tolerance. If you're playing for safety, I think you just play the higher end guy in THT. If you want to get different, that's one way to do it. Take a shot in Horford. Hope he plays the second half. THT and Book or Baisley and Jokic. I think it's THT and Book there, but it's close. Or Jokic and Murray must plays. They're not must plays. One more minute, guys, coming out here. Murray or Ayton straight up. I think it's Ayton there, but again, that's close as well. You're the man. Thank you so much, man. SGA or Murray. I think it's still SGA, but it's close. Any Giles love? I'm concerned with his minutes. Starters get extended a bit. Now, sure, they're going to limit Nurkic, but how many minutes does Giles get, right? I would say a fair guess for Giles is anywhere from 0 to 15 minutes. And he could put up like 30 and 15 minutes. Mitchell Robinson foul. Robinson 1 foul, 2 minutes. Hey, not surprised. Hit that like button, good pace. All right, we almost hit 400 likes. That's insane. We hit over 800 concurrent viewers. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Fave LA versus Phoenix captain, I would say Booker or Ayton. I'm going to get out here. Again, I'll have a video up for Thursday slate later tonight. Be on the lookout for that. If you guys are interested in NFL, I already have a video up for the showdown slate on Thursday. Chargers and the Raiders. That one should be a good one. SGA or Kobe White, captain spot. SGA, but that's close. Mitchell Robinson already 1 foul. Hey, no surprise. THT or Levine there. Kobe White or Nurkic. Kobe White, more confident with his minutes. I'm going to get out here. That's the last one. Thanks again. Really, really do appreciate it, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow.